Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Sunday, July the 29th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading, weekly open and gap. And we're going to use money and risk management this week, aren't we? Okay, we got the yen at 111.06. It's above that 110.93 mark. Remember, that's kind of critical. And we can see all but one have filled. You can see the weekly close was 108.93. 9, it looks like. And we've got a 108.936. That's interesting. What's this chart say? Oh, the close is 108.939, right? And we have a high of 108.936. So we missed it by 3 points, or 0.3 of a pip. So you see, looking here at this weekly chart, the yen opened up in that lower wick zone, weekly wick zone. Now we're going up. And a look at the daily. You can see here that gap. The gap is filled. And we're heading back the other way. Since we're still early in the trading day, about 5 hours into it, we don't have any ranges to speak of. You can see the pivot point was within the buy zone. So at the open, we had a gap down, pivot up here. Everything was just telling you to go long straight at the open. We do this every week, every day. Rat zones are overlapping with a 20, 21 pip range. You can see they're just no rat zone trading. Once again, we hit that pivot, took out the pivot. We need to fill this pivot. And you can see here on price action, we had a 2-ball on Friday. So you can see here, once again, green at the line. We got a 1-ball looking for a red at the line now. And H1 at the line, long, 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 long. Wick zone, in it and out. Holo, we started here. This is where we're headed. So now we've got a holo 111.01. Will probably be higher because we're going to close this candle in just a little bit. I just opened this chart recently, so really not much on the tick chart. You can see here, or just not much movement. And that's another way to use time and sales here. We get this run. You look at the bottom, you look at the top, you can see, is there much movement? IRB lines, we had a short trigger here. Good for only a couple pips. Long trigger here. Good for about 9 if you took the exit. Open, high, low of the day, week, month, current and previous. You can see here, once again, that monthly high, 110.936. previous month's high. We're going north again. Einstein, as you can see, I just recently opened the chart, so we haven't triggered one way or the other. And I got some more kind words from traders. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the videos. You know, I try and talk sense. Just try and give you just a straight scoop, just to remind you to keep your mind right, as we would say in Cool Hand Luke. Because there's nothing that is really all that difficult. I mean, I was watching some other guy had some kind of price action strategy something, but I don't know. I guess people just like to try and put something out there to either make themselves look smart or make themselves sound smart, make other people think they're smart. I mean, come on. To me, it's just way too simple. And the biggest obstacle is yourself. Your failure usually to exit the trade when it goes against you is probably one of the biggest sticking points. You know, failure to actually have a plan and a checklist. So every time you trade, you make sure you have your stop loss set. You know, failing to take profit when the charts are just screaming at you to exit the trade. You know, flitting from indicator to indicator. I mean, I realize it's tempting, it's boring. But I mean, if you find something that works, just stick with it till it doesn't work anymore. But for those traders that have been following me from years, I mean, the buy zone, I've been doing that since 2000 something. Started with stocks, moved it to Forex, you know, and then I found the rat zone because I looked at so many charts and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I ran the frequency distributions and say, whoa, this works. You know, the pivot, I mean, you can see here, I show you how many missed pivots there are. I mean, yeah, sometimes you might have to wait a few days, but then you know it's like, hey, I got to play toward this. So you see right here, price exhausted itself. I mean, like right here, as soon as price went up and came back down, you could take in that short for a profit. Here you go. Price went up, came down. You can have taken that. In other words, trading back toward this miss. And right here, now you're just in the money. Boom. And you nailed it. So now we've got this one. I want to see if we can do the same thing. Might take a day or two. I don't know. You in a hurry? I mean, we're talking what? 70 some pips between here and there. Not a bad trade. No guarantees, but you know, how many trading days so far this year? Over 100. We only missed it 4 times. Well, 5 times. I think we're going to get this one. But I mean, you know, once again, simple trade and price action. Trade with candle, the H1 candle color at the line on a retrace of a semaphore. What could be easier, right? Using the previous days, previous daily sessions lines, just trading the crossover. You know, and then I saw this wick zone and I ran the stats on that, and that proved to be even more profitable than the other ones. but it's kind of a combination. I mean, you see, here's the close, there's the low, there's the close, there's the low, there's the high, there's the open, there's the high, there's the open. We just learned the price doesn't like staying in these wick zones. 77% of the time or so it exits the daily wick. I mean, if you look at a daily chart, you can see it. I mean, just, pick any candle, there's the top, there's the bottom of that wick. Price didn't like staying in there. And here you go again. Price just doesn't like, just pick any candle. Price just doesn't like, now here's one, price went up here, came down here, and it actually closed within the wick, but it still exited, and that's the point. Now here's one. It was an inside day. High was lower than the previous, low was higher than the previous, and price stayed in that wick. But look at the size of that wick. I mean, that's kind of like, oh yeah, that's easy to predict. So you see, fellow traders, none of this stuff is that difficult. So this week, tomorrow, today, the next day, and the day after that, just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Now let's drain the banks this week.